Warning, 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 warning. This is a Emergency Broadcast. Code Red, Code Red, Code Red, here we are. Pick up your iPads, your cell phones, and have me and listen to Uncle the Podcast. Watch out. If you're sitting down for this, or if you're standing up, you better get ready for this, because it's gonna hit the eardrums. Uncle the Podcast.
You are listening to Uncle the Broadcast. My name is Aaron. I'm the nephew-in-law. Here with me is the star of the show, Uncle.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. 141 episode. We have a special guest tonight.
Return guest.
Return guest, actually.
Who do we have, Uncle?
Bob
Wine
Bob. Excuse me.
Welcome back to the show.
Welcome
Bob.
back to the show.
Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you. I appreciate you for having me back on here. I've been on here so many times now. I should have my own wing in the the podcast.
Well, I might be thinking about that.
You're thinking about that.
But we brought you back for a purpose reason tonight. We have this special beer that I haven't had tested it, but I didn't grade it yet. And I figured if you found yours.
Well, of course, I mean,
and this is what I actually wanted to do.
Listeners remember Bob from the New Year's Revolution.
Yeah, Revolution one. The Revolution was I think the last time he was on.
Yeah.
New Year's, the big bash.
The big bash.
Yeah, and of course we did a review that night, did we not, Bob? What did we do that night? I'm trying to remember now myself.
So many I don't know.
I think at least I know. I was drinking the Miller High Life, the champagne bottle. I know I had that for New Year's.
Yeah, that's right. So we had you come in and give a special report.
Yes, from the streets. Yeah, the post New Year's, at least on the East Coast. While you guys are still waiting for it on the West Coast, I was giving you the updates and the reports of my Miller High Life champagne of the years. I mean, and I think what you might be thinking of, I think a week or two prior to that, I had you guys on my show where we had a special malt liquor Christmas.
Oh, yes.
Where I had the Old English 800. You guys had the Hurricane, I believe was what you guys were drinking on.
Yeah, but he had a nightmare with that.
I had a nightmare?
The Christmas one, he threw up. No,
Uncle, you're thinking about the previous year.
Yeah.
That was even 2 years.
What was it? 2 years ago.
You still won't let me live that down.
No, I won't.
No, that's
won't let him down.
That's the infamous Santa wine story.
Yeah.
Live that down. He's right. He's right on that ball.
See, Hurricane High Gravity, that agrees with my system. But the Santa wine, no, thank you. I grew up
he never knew anything wine would act up his stomach.
So when Bum Wine Bob is around, what you're doing is you are reviewing bum wine or malt liquor or something. Is that not correct, Bob?
Yeah, some sort of cheap booze is right up my alley. Bum wine, beers, 40s, malt liquor, you name it.
I have a system now, Big Bad Bob. I have a system now. When we do a review, this is my thinking. I've been thinking about this quite a while. I have him on the guest because he knows a lot about his drinking.
Yeah, we have an expert here.
So he knows what he's talking about.
Yes.
So some of these guests, I'm going with this, Bob?
You got to have an expert in the field.
Yeah, I'd like to think so. I mean, I guess expert, in, quotations, it's questionable, drinking expert. I mean, I guess you could say, but... Yeah, sure, we'll go with it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Because you're that's what you do on your show, right?
Right.
Yeah. It's everything drinking related, drinking reviews, drinking stories. The backbone is some sort of alcohol.
I got a story to tell you all tonight. after we have this.
We've got a few special surprises, Bob. So
Ooh,
don't
all
worry. I was into one, and I have to say it.
Oh, we'll get there. Don't worry, Uncle. But Uncle, what the heck are we doing? What was your idea for this show tonight? What are we doing now?
We're having the beer.
Yeah.
Hello.
We are.
Oh.
What is it though?
It's the Milwaukee beer. What was it called?
It is. We're having Modelo.
Cabo beer that we had, but we're having here. What is that weed bone? Come on.
We're getting a bit of an echo.
Echoing in here. Let's cut this echo in here. Out of here.
It's just a little bit of an echo.
Yeah, I can hear it. I'm talking to myself like.
Oh, that's better. It's gone. Thank you, Chuck.
Thank you, Chuck. All right, now let's have the.
That was a bit maddening.
Do you have your beer there, Bob?
I do.
Right.
I have it here. I've been waiting and anticipating because I've never had this one before, so I'm looking forward to seeing how it turns out.
I haven't either.
Yeah, and this is your idea to drink this particular beer, right, Uncle?
Yeah. I have to review this one.
Why do we have to do this one? What's the idea?
Because I don't believe I reviewed it.
No.
Not in my curious of testing beers. I to my mind is I don't think I reviewed it before.
No. This is something different, too.
This is a different beer.
It's not from the dollar store.
All right, sidekick. Let's see the beer.
Yeah, okay. So it's not from the dollar store. It's not even a bum wine, really.
Yeah, not a bum wine.
No, it's fairly expensive.
It was a little
pricey.
But what's let me down, I'm telling you, Big Bob, is these dollar stores.
Oh, yeah, it's
really
been letting us down.
Let me down.
That's part of the problem.
The problem is we have to go a little bit more expensive. And that's what it's going.
We're going top shelf on
this one, but because of the people not putting the new ones in,
there has not been.
He has been watching for them, and I haven't seen.
There's been no new beers at our dollar store.
Out at the dollar store, so I don't know what to do with these people.
Yeah, they've kind of hit like a wall recently. I've had the same problem too. I've been trying to find new drinks and beers to review and try and. It's kind of like the same old that's out there now. There's really nothing new on the cheaper end of things like dollar store, like you guys are saying. It's
feeling
slim pickings.
We are in the middle of doing this and trying to find a beer, but he's going over by his work to print and looking. But
that's right
at least once a week.
I go a lot,
and looking to see what's new. I just asked to look at it to see what's new.
There's nothing.
And he's saying nothing. So
we have to have something.
We had to have something.
It's something different. So I mean, it might be a little more expensive than usual. Yeah. I think this cost me. I think it was $3.39. I think for the 24-ounce can. So it's a little pricier than the usual. But
I paid even more. It was $5 for this.
Oh
can.
wow!
But I think it was $1 off. I got it from the grocery store, and I think it was $1 off.
So you got it for $4.
Okay,
so you got it.
But still. Yeah,
you can't drink. You couldn't get that in a 6 or a 12-pack. No way,
Uncle. What is this? Tell him what this is.
What?
It's a Modelo.
Chelada. Chelada.
Which is short for.
Where's
michelada.
My Spanish boy?
It's a michelada.
Now,
Bob, are you familiar with micheladas before this? I'm guessing yes, right?
Actually, no. This would be. At least not that I remember. Anyway, I don't think that I've ever actually had one before. It's never really been something that I saw that was kind of, appetizing to me.
Sure.
I mean, it's different. I mean,
I'm surprised.
Because it's a beer with, according with what the can says, with the refreshing flavors of tomato, salt, and lime. So I mean, I've seen these ones. I've seen there's Budweiser ones, there's Bud Light ones, but I've seen them like on the shelf, and I'm like, you know what? I don't really need to drink that.
Yeah, it's what it is. It's basically a Bloody Mary, but instead of vodka, it's got beer in it.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is. They're big at Mexican restaurants. These
Mexican restaurant?
Yeah, you can get these at Mexican restaurants.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, this is where I've been having them for years, but they're big out here in California.
There's a lot of Mexican restaurants.
Yeah, a lot of Mexican restaurants, a lot of Mexican cultural influence here in the area. And so, just that sort of thing is big here. And I would go to the restaurants and it looked interesting. I'm like, I'm going to get that. And
this is the first.
I like them.
This is the first beer that his wife likes. I was shocked myself.
My wife likes these. Yes.
I couldn't believe it until I want to review, but they're not on her beers. So we buy our own beers for reviewing.
We do. Stay away from this one.
Stay away from.
So I was looking forward to it. I saw it and I'm like, you know what? When you brought it up and you said, "Oh, this is what we're gonna try out and review," I said, "All right, perfect." You gave me the excuse to finally pick one up and give it a try. And if I enjoy it, then maybe that's the road we'll be going down in the future. So we'll see. I'm looking forward to it.
Let's pop this thing open.
Yeah, let's. With that said, why don't we pop the cans?
All right, I'm
pop
ready.
the beers open. Here
we go. We're popped here.
There we go.
I'm going to serve Uncle his drink.
All right, as you guys pop and serve, I want to add in that quite frankly, this almost sounds like what happens when a drunk girl is walking around at a party with a big gulp cup, and you get the combinations of drinks being poured into it. And I mean, I swear that's exactly what I'm thinking of. And I'm going, I would not drink what it is you guys are describing. I got to tell you. But okay, you guys are brave. Let's see how this works.
That's like I said. I was like, I wouldn't go out of my way to try this because I'm not a big tomato fan in most cases. Like I won't eat tomatoes. I'll have salsa or tomato sauce, but I won't eat a tomato. And I've never been a big Bloody Mary fan. So, but we'll see. I mean, I do. As soon as I cracked this open, I could smell the tomato right away.
I knew I smelled it right away when you just said that.
The refreshing smell of tomato.
So, it's not bad. It's not a bad smell. But that's the first thing you get. You take that whiff and you're like, oh yeah, tomato.
So the big question here is: will our 3 taste testers decide that they should have had a V8 instead, or
exactly? I was thinking that right down there. Chuck, I was thinking the same way. You were just saying.
Okay, I'm going to begin drinking.
You start drinking.
Let's get a taste of this, and we'll get reactions to
this. Taste now.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, I'll also add in that I like Bloody Marys, and I've been drinking micheladas for years, so I like them. Bob, what do you have to say about the taste of this drink?
It is a strong tomato taste. It's not bad. I don't hate it.
Uncle, do you have any thoughts on this? What's going through your head? Because you haven't had one of these yet either, have you?
I didn't have it to test it, no.
Have you had one at a Mexican restaurant?
Not in a Mexican restaurant either.
No.
I would love to go to one, to have one.
We're going to have one next time we go to.
Yeah, I know. I want to have one. Now that we're testing
it's a nice alternative to a margarita.
A margarita, throw it off the board. To this taste, is like a margarita.
What else you got for us, Bob? What's going on over there?
Yeah,
I do get a lot of salt. I taste a lot of salt.
That is what I do taste.
Yeah. It was like at first it was that strong tomato, and then every sip I've had since then is more of like a salty flavor to it. I don't taste much of the lime.
They add in, so it's not just tomato juice, but they add in this like tamarind stuff, which is it's basically kind of like a Mexican version of seasoning salt. Although I don't know that all of them are like loaded up with MSG. It's like this salt stuff that they put on a lot of different things, and then also with a lot of traditional micheladas, they'll mix it with this It's kind of like a hot sauce. It's called chamoy. They'll put that in a lot of different.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that on the. I think a lot of the Budweiser ones. I think have that or some of them at least have like the hot sauce in there too.
Yeah, what I think you're doing with these beers, and this one especially, is putting more vegetable into these beers. And this one, for saying, is like the tomato.
Makes it healthy, Uncle.
It's like a healthy thing.
See, now here's the question I have for you guys drinking this, because I'm not.
No.
You know, when I work with tomatoes, because hey, I got a vowel at the end of my name. I cook with tomatoes sometimes. All right. Fact is that I always got to add sugar in to kind of cut down a bit of the acid. See, a tomato is actually a berry. And, they get very acidic. So you got to reduce the acid a little bit with some sugar. I'm wondering if they added a good amount of either artificial or natural sugar to this to kind of, take off some of the edge on the acid. Because between the lime and the tomato, there's probably a good amount of acid in this thing.
You know what's interesting, Chuck, is in Mexican cooking, a lot of times it will get salty like this drink is, and the solution to the salt is to add citric juice to it, to add a lime or lemon wedge and squeeze a lot of citrus juice in there to cut to the salt. So this has the citrus juice to cut in the loaded up salt that's in this too. So I assume that was the thought process in blending this.
Oh yeah, but with a lot of alcohol, right? A lot of times, what you do is like with like say the lemon drop, right? You have the lemon coated with the sugar, so that you got the balance between the two. And when you got salt in there, sure, you add salt as well to kind of cut the other acid you added in. But I'm wondering about the tomato, since that's like the first thing you're noticing here, if they bothered to cut it with sugar or no.
I don't think there's really sugar in this. Just a lot of salt.
I mean,
he's right.
Off of the can, it says beer with natural flavors, artificial flavors, and sweeteners, and certified colors. So,
okay,
there's something in here. I mean, we'll have to go and research and see what's actually in here.
that thought of what you just said, Bob, is right, because of putting us into the ingredients into this beer is what they did. They mixed it in and did it like a soup deal, smacking up like a soup,
tomato soup,
tomato soup deal, and then they drinking it like that and just put whatever alcohol in it. I don't know what.
Throw
alcohol.
something in there, beer this time.
Yeah, and I did see too. Which I didn't realize when I bought it that it's only 3.5% alcohol, so it's fairly. 3.5. Yeah, so it's on the lower end of the spectrum of the beer world. Yeah.
See, he knows. That's why I like this guy. Every time we have a review, I want him in on our shows.
Yeah,
I've now got my decision made.
We're going with the rating on this, Uncle.
Yeah. Well, whenever he's ready, I'm not. The guest is ready. He can say it.
Hey,
Bob, are you prepared to rate this?
Hey, Bob, quick question for you, though. Doesn't that put it in the real light sangria kind of category if you're ordering this kind of thing at a restaurant?
Yeah, I would. Yeah. It's classified as a fruit beer on at least when I just checked it in. Okay. I just checked it in on Untapped. Yeah, they called it it's listed as the category of a fruit beer on Untapped. Anyways, I had to check it in to.
I'm glad you're checking these, One Wide Bob, because I'm concerned too. What kind of beer we are actually drinking here.
Well,
I like this guy.
It's a berry, like Chuck said. So
it's a
berry. They said fruit beer. Yeah.
Yeah, it is fruit.
But yeah, I think I'm ready when you guys are
ready for the review.
Okay,
Uncle, go. Who reviews first?
You know who reviews first on my guess.
Bob, of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're asking me this question, sidekick.
I have to make sure I know what I'm doing.
I think it's getting to him already.
That 3.5 alcohol is too much for me.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Ed.
So, Bob, you know how this works. Scale of 1 to 10.
He knows.
Where does this fall on that scale?
Yeah.
I'd give it a 4.
Cool.
Oh, that's a fail.
Yeah. I mean, it's not. I was gonna give it a 5 and say, middle of the line, but I mean, honestly, it's nothing. Maybe if I was at the Mexican restaurant having a meal, maybe it would pair well with it. I'm sure it would pair a lot better with a nice some chimichangas or some tacos, something like that. But just drinking it straight up, nothing with it on its own merit, I have to give it a just below and say a 4.
Ooh, harsh, okay. Uncle, harsh.
You're up now there, sidekick.
I'll give it an 8 actually, because I like the taste of it. I'm giving it an 8 because I think it competes with the restaurant micheladas, which I didn't expect it to be able to do out of a can. So I like this. I like this drink. I like micheladas. I think this one's good. So it's not something I'd regular drink. I'd rather just throw back a regular old beer. But if you want something, if you want a michelada, this is good as a michelada, which I think is a good drink. Uncle, where are you at on this?
Micheladas are the ones. Did I ever drink those?
Well, you said no, so I guess
I'm not sure. But something. This has a kicking taste that I actually seem to like, and I do like the salt in it.
It's salty, yes.
Yeah, I like that.
I kind of like that too.
So, and the tomato give to take for me.
Okay.
But, of course, we go over the top.
Oh, of course.
I go Big 10.
Oh. Big 10.
Oh, wow.
Uncle loves it.
I love this gin drink.
Didn't see.
Exception of the fruit and flavors that our sidekick could find.
Okay.
But I would like to taste the other one that your wife had. But that's okay.
It was the same one. It's the same taste.
But I know it has the same taste. But the different fruit is what.
Oh yeah, there was a mango flavored one.
That's the one I wanted to taste.
I had a mango one. I like this better than the mango.
I wanted to taste it.
Maybe the mango. Maybe I like the mango better than the.
That's what I would wanted to taste. That's the only thing, but.
I wasn't wild about the mango.
Well, he didn't like the mango, but I don't know how I would have felt.
Yeah, I haven't tasted. Everybody's different, Uncle. There we go. So
I haven't tasted the mango.
The ratings are in. It gets mixed reviews for sure. So this is definitely the kind of drink that if you like it, you're gonna like it. If it's not for you, it's not gonna be.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I think. I mean, you guys kind of like the flavor and everything, and I'm not big on the tomato flavor. So yeah, I mean that's why I was kind of like in that 4 or 5 range, and I mean maybe the more I drink it, maybe it might creep up to that 5 level. I mean,
if this been your first time you had it, I could understand it being a low score.
Yeah,
because he never had it. That I could understand. But since we've had at least one or twice of them, or once a drink of it. We have some kind of idea.
You need to try dumping some shrimp in there and some avocado slices.
Okay.
And some other like pickled carrots and stuff, and you need
the garnishes around the outside to add to the flavor.
Yeah, you can order those at Mexican restaurants. They call them cocteles. So it's a cocktail.
You know, maybe I'll have to next time I go to a Mexican restaurant. I'll have to. If they have it there, I'll have to look it up and give it a try there and see. Like I said, maybe in that environment, one coming directly while I'm eating in the restaurant, maybe that will turn out better. And if it does, I will let you guys know.
Good. Get some chips and salsa inside of you first, and then you'll be
Okay. Well, since that's over with, now let's go into my new news that I've got.
Oh, new news. He's got it.
Chuck, get ready.
Get ready.
Put these people on the list.
Okay.
They are watching us at the sword shop.
Oh, we went to the sword shop.
We went to the sword shop, him and his father and me, finally went to see this people. But when I got there, I got not the main manager, second to the main manager.
The assistant
manager. Goes there and gets assistant. I have to go, little sidekick.
You were there.
Now. I should have went the first time, and I would have got a manager.
Oh, I see.
Because I'm the man of the hour trying to get the business going. Right there, sidekick over there. Chuck or Chili. You got that? Oh, what did those guys say?
Bob, do you know anything about the sword shop?
Oh, do you know anything about the pork shop?
I don't know, no.
Oh, boy, you're in for a treat. You're in for a treat now.
This is an ongoing thing on Uncle the Broadcast.
Yeah.
We're trying to do a live show inside of our mall's sword shop. Shout out to Pure Blades, Tyler Galleria in Riverside. We want to do a live show from the sword shop.
Yeah. Who's that?
I think that was Bob. But
that was me. Yes, that was me.
What do you think about that idea, Bob? You like that idea?
I like it. No, I like that. Yeah, take the show on the road.
Now, are you aware of what a sword shop is? Is there one near you? Have you seen a sword shop of your own?
In a mall.
I have not. No. At least not that I know of, anyway.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because to me, that's like I've seen them in a lot of different malls. So I always like to ask people, like, hey, you know what a mall sword shop is, right? And some people do, and some people don't. It's not bad that you don't. It's just
just
one
different.
Of those weird
it's
things.
different. Yeah, it depends on where you are and what they have around you.
So I was looking around at all them swords and those knives. Boy, I had this nice beautiful rainbow knife, but it's cost some money. But I would have liked.
You like the iridescent blade?
This must.
It looks like an oil, like a car leaked oil onto a parking lot.
Okay. Yeah, it's that. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that nice.
I like those kind. I assume, but
you know what?
It's about.
You know, it might be a point of reference for Bob. Hey, Bob, have you ever seen when at a flea market where there's almost every flea market you've gone to probably in the past 30 years, there's always like the cutlery guys that are there.
Yes.
And they've got, they've usually got a couple of featured swords. Every one of them's got a samurai sword, sticking up so that it attracts the crowd a bit. And then they're just guys who have, the machetes and all this other stuff. And it just, it's a thing. And in some places where you have the indoor part of the flea market, there's like a sword shop. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, once the initial question, I was kind of like, what the hell are you talking about? Then you went through and started explaining it, and I was like, okay, I get it. I know exactly what you're talking about. Just never, at least around here, they're not inside a mall.
Well, have you been to the mall lately, though? Because, the stuff that used to be at the flea market is now at the mall because the rents are cheaper.
No, I haven't. So maybe they're there now. I just haven't been there.
I'm just saying.
Gotta get back to the mall, Bob.
I gotta. If I go next time, if next time I go to the mall, if I see a sword shop, I'll make sure to take a picture of it and send it out to you guys so you can say, "Holy crap, here it is."
Exactly.
There it is.
You'll be shocked at what they have. They have swords. Actually, when they fought swords in the North and South War. And
like
Civil War,
wow.
They had those kind of swords.
They've got a wide variety of
swords all over the wall.
All over the
And then shirts, of course.
They've got all sorts of... They've got other comic book shops.
The accessories. Yeah, the accessories to go along with it.
Right.
You got your Star Wars shirts, your comic shirts, and anime shirts. And then you get the little figurines from those three things as well.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple posters and then some bizarre... other things.
Yes, so they pretty much just combined everything with like the old comic book shops and just adding swords and knives to it.
Why not? I mean, again, characters in comics have knives.
Yeah,
why wouldn't
that's
they?
true. Yeah.
See how it's very much like a consolidated piece from the dirt
Uncle,
mall.
we have another surprise for Bob that I think he's going to be very pleased with tonight.
What was that?
Do you know what this is, Uncle?
No idea. I just had that popped up.
Okay, well, we used to...
I'm shocked when he
a lot more before this was a live broadcast on the podcast. We'd play clips from daily life a lot.
Right.
And since it's been a live show, I think we've done it once with a guest when Winston was here. But we're going to do it again tonight. We've got a special treat for you, Bob. You're going to listen to a clip here from the daily life of...
Oh, I am?
All right.
What am I supposed to talk about?
I feel honored.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. So I guess we'll just play the clip. Then I'd like to hear Bob's reaction to it first, just hear what he thinks. Does that sound good, Bob?
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Okay, so Chuck, I assume you have it all queued up. Just go ahead and play that clip from Uncle's Daily Life.
I'm still talking about you shouldn't eat when you're talking while you're eating. Period.
No talking at the dinner table.
You're on your period? There you go. I said period. Not no period.
What's that?
Understand about
You just told him not to talk while he's eating.
Wait a minute.
I'm talking to a man here. Man talk, not women talk.
While you're eating? Oh, you're gonna choke.
See, that's exactly my point. Exactly my point.
No, wait. We're not supposed to talk while we eat. Is that the rule?
That's the rule now.
Okay, we can't talk while we eat.
All right, everybody. No, here, Uncle. He can't talk. No talking while eating. Uncle's rule.
We have to be quiet.
But this is the time that we're together.
It doesn't matter. When we finish eating, then you can talk.
No, they don't.
She can talk because she stopped. No, wait a minute. She's eating again. That means you can't talk to her.
I'm done. I can talk.
Well, nobody else is listening because everybody else is eating. Nobody's listening.
Uncle, what is this logic?
This is a brain logic in the head.
Stop talking so
I can't because she's talking. That's why I can't eat. All right, let's get the talking out of the way before I can finish my meal. What do we got to talk about today? Let's go. What's the next subject? See, you never know what can happen.
All this because you want a piece of macaroni.
No, it's because I eat, you're gonna... You don't understand.
No, it all starts.
I want everybody to just eat and not talk. That's all.
Okay, so there was the... What do you say about that, Bob?
So I guess so does Uncle just like a silent meal and no conversation during dinner?
No, what got to me, let me tell you, what got to me is Kitty, her friend. You don't eat, you don't talk when you eat.
Oh, when your mouth is full.
Correct.
Was that the idea?
Okay,
That was the idea of
That makes
the thing.
sense. Okay.
But she yaps, and I can't eat because she's yapping, and they're not yapping. If they're going to talk, go to the other room, please, and let me eat.
No discussion.
No discussion,
Just
and
eating.
stop talking here on the table.
I know
That's the blood.
The clip is difficult. It does require context. We were sitting there, and Uncle got mad, and but this, all in all, we were sitting there to eat. Uncle got upset, and then it turned it into that, which is just a typical situation.
Typical, just an everyday life.
That one, yeah.
Everyday
I
life.
forgot
of
about
Uncle.
that one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
these are the things.
Well, it does make sense now. If you think about it, it does make sense. Supposing you're eating, right, and you're talking at the same time, can you choke on your food?
You could.
Yeah, you could.
That was my point with these people talking.
You were just
But
looking out for
do
their
you
safety.
think the ladies would understand that? That was my point.
Yeah, that clip featured the ladies heavily in that too.
Yes.
The audience doesn't get to hear them as much, other than as they sound like birds in the far background.
Yeah, they were birds flying.
But
Like you were saying last week,
Chirping.
you heard birds? You heard birds? That week he was on Pennsylvania.
Who
It was
is
like
that with the
birds.
body
That's
laugh
right, yeah,
though?
Pennsylvania week. Yep, yeah, that was a good one.
Who
So
is
there you
that?
go, Bob. Something different.
Something different there.
Who is
Have
that
to
with
do-
the body laugh though?
That was Anna.
That was
Uncle's
Nana
sister.
talk.
Okay, because she had that intense, like, booming laugh. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that was her.
Okay, just checking.
Now you know.
So
That
now,
is-
now
that
that
is-
we got you, Chuck, for a minute,
Oh, you
Sure.
know.
What do
we
you-
have a new audience. That sword people, like I said,
Okay.
they're our listeners now. We
Excellent.
got new. We got them in.
Oh, actually Pure Blades follows us on Instagram.
That's what I was trying to tell them.
Well,
Sidekick.
We circled back around to it, Uncle.
I know, but I was trying to get to him after you were talking about the swords.
We needed all that exposition first.
Yeah.
That's it.
Send that stuff. Send them cards out to this man.
Yes,
I'm going to tell this guy, Sidekick.
We'll be sending out the street team cards very soon. I've got all the mailing stuff ready and organized. I just have to pack it up.
Perfect. So you're ready to go.
You too can get some... Bob.
Yeah, if you want anything, Bob, just send me a mailing address.
Oh,
I'll send
awesome. Yeah.
Because I want to get some of these cards right now.
I've even got some. I've got some special things for like Chuck and a couple other people. And yeah, if you send me a mailing address, Bob, I'll send you some interesting things.
Nice. Not just a CD of Uncle's daily life recordings.
Yeah,
I can listen to in the car.
Yeah, that's what you need in your life. More,
though that would be rather entertaining, I swear.
It would be.
It makes the time go faster. I don't know what I can't say what he does on his broadcast. I have nothing to say what he does, but I get the people active on my broadcast. My active gets them going.
Get them up. Get them moving.
He said, and they go, whoa, we was listening to Uncle the podcast. He was wild tonight or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Chat room. I hear you clicking.
Yeah.
What's our chat room talking about? I hear a couple of things.
A lot of stuff going on over there.
Yeah, there's quite a bit. We're sorry for not responding directly to the chat room.
Yeah,
there's been a lot of moving parts tonight.
What's going on with the chat room?
It's hard to keep everybody in line, you know.
I know. What's happening with this?
There's a lot of things going on. Bob, how is everything on your end? You doing okay over there?
Yeah. I'm trying to power through the rest of this this beverage here.
Through.
You know?
I'm just finished mine.
Oh, that's hilarious! He's powering through the rest of the beverage.
I'm not gonna waste it. I'm gonna drink the whole thing here. I do have a prior to this, I was on the Mexican beer. had some Coronas earlier,
See?
and I do have another one sitting here too. Once I finish this, to kind of wash everything down and
wow, it's the salt and stuff he wants.
This is not a malt liquor. This is not a bum wine. This isn't bum wine Bob's thing. He's out of Zellman.
It is. I mean, I had to spend $3.39 on this can.
That's cheap from our standpoint. He had to spend fine.
I mean, I'm used to, like $2.50 is like usually like the high end of if I buy a Bob.
Bob. I'm sorry, Bob. We just haven't had new stuff there at the dollar store.
You're making me break the bank.
Yeah, for a little bit for tonight because we didn't have anything new there, and I like some things that are new at the beer stores.
When it comes down to it, this is all the dollar store's fault.
Yeah, it is. It is actually, you're right there, Sidekick. You're right. On the point. It is exactly true.
They got a lot to answer for.
They got a lot to talk about this, and if they want my business, they better get their act together and bring some new ones in.
Restock those shelves.
Take that old stuff off the shelf and put some new stuff on there.
Load it up with something from exotic countries.
Something that we can talk about.
We want something from a strange country in Africa we've never heard of.
Yeah,
we want
something new, different, exciting.
Since what we're talking about tonight in the drinking, so we're talking about that.
It's always cheap. It'll come from who knows where. It'll come from Kazakhstan or something.
Yeah. Right.
So what, Bob?
Let's call out that number, by the way.
So what?
The phone number.
Yeah, the phone number. We haven't even mentioned it tonight, but what Bob is saying is, since I could have almost bought me a whole bottle of wine for this, I'm not letting it go to waste. I find that admirable, sir. I appreciate it, really, I do.
Yeah, no, I have to.
You should never waste.
You're right. You don't want to waste it. You don't want to. I see people, they'll buy, like a can of a lot of the fruity malt beverages, like the Four Locos and the Steel Reserve, the Alloy series, those ones. They'll take like a sip and then they'll post videos of pouring it down the drain. Like, oh, I can't drink this. I'm like, dude, just pound it down quick. Just finish it off. Don't waste
suck
it.
it up.
Yeah, just.
I always felt that way too, about like you'd have like a party, and you'd have everybody over, and then the next day they'd all be these like not only half full
Yeah,
beers, but 3/4 full beers. I'm like, what are people thinking?
I know.
Wasting money. That's what they're thinking.
Exactly. If you pick up a beer, you pick up a drink, finish it off. You don't like it, if it's not going to kill you, just drink it. I mean,
yeah. I mean, it's not that big a deal. It's just one can.
Exactly. The faster you drink it, the faster you can get onto something else that you like to drink. So don't be wasteful, people. You know, we're trying to, think of the less fortunate out there that they can't enjoy these beverages.
Yeah. I think this is a good message too.
Yeah, they say the economy's booming, but it's not booming for all of us. So hey, let's not waste the booze.
Yeah, exactly.
Uncle would love to hear from you guys. By the way, out in the listening audience, with the last 15 minutes of the show, and it is. That's all we got left because that's, the amount of time. But 319-527-5016. That is 319-527-5016 because it is Uncle's show. And he said, what about getting those numbers out there? Now I did my job. Back to you guys.
Well done,
Chuck. That's why he knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
you can tune a sidekick. Learn from your computer.
You gotta learn from Chuck there, Aaron.
Yeah,
sorry.
I
do. Yeah.
I do. I'm always taking notes.
Yeah, well, get your notes down.
Always learning. Always more to learn, obviously.
I know.
That's
why he's my backup man. This man talking here, getting everything set up.
Yeah.
This man.
He sure is. He's doing
his job.
He's had a lot of technical things to deal with on his end tonight. He's done a fine job. He's having to play this clip. There's all sorts of crazy stuff going on his end.
Whoa.
There's a lot of moving parts that go into a broadcast and a podcast. The people out there listening, they don't know sometimes, but there's a lot of work that goes into it.
Well, It's gonna be wild though if I can really get one show out on the road like the Sword Show. That would take the people. I would bet I'll get more people just in that shop to talk to us back and forth like we're doing here. I'll get about maybe 50 to 100 more people.
Yeah,
if they're interested in listening.
Uncle, we're getting a lot of chat room talk about Billy beer. Billy Carter beer. Do you know about
Carter
that,
beer?
Bob?
What is about that, Bob?
I've heard of it. I've never actually seen it or had it.
It was before my time.
Yeah.
Where they get it from?
I was just looking in the chat room too. Yeah, vintage Billy Carter beer can, 12 ounce, unopened.
I never heard of it.
Sounds valuable.
That sounds like a president's beer.
Yeah, it's a $22 on eBay.
Collector's item, for Billy Carter, the president's brother, had his own beer.
Yeah. Let's go get
Billy beer.
Billy beer.
That will not be sold in the French factory. That is going to stand.
So you're telling me, Uncle, you never drank a Billy beer back in the 70s?
No. Never heard of
Billy beer. Okay.
Billy beer.
Oh, well, now's your chance. Now's your chance.
Where are they? What store?
It's on eBay, probably.
eBay. Yeah. Vintage.
Has them? Check the eBay. Your job is check the eBay now.
Okay.
Well, I want to ask you gentlemen, actually, all three of you together something, because the most horrific beer memory I have comes from Pete's Wicked. Have you guys heard of Pete's Wicked Ale?
Yes, I've heard of it.
Okay. I have not heard of that one, no.
Either.
Pete's Wicked Ale. They used to have like a peach beer and all that kind of stuff, and this is years ago. But the worst thing they ever did, they called it Pete's Wicked Summer Brew. Uh-oh. And I have no idea what was in it, but it was absolutely awful. To the point where, they discounted kegs of this stuff like to the tune of, I don't know, $20 a keg or whatever, less than what you would have paid for like mass size, big size kegs. That you could get, and they were discounting this stuff, trying to get rid of it at one point. But I was wondering if they ever tried it again, because it was just so bad. And I mean, we're talking late 90s when they tried to release this the first time, but everything that's old is new again, and sometimes they re-release awful crap. So I was wondering.
Yeah, well, it'll make its way back. Just wait. It'll come around.
Pete's Wicked Summer Brew. If you see it, run. It's bad.
I won't even rate it. If it's that bad, it would be a 0.
I'm telling you, Uncle.
If it's that bad, Joe.
I just looked it up. It says this beer is no longer produced by the brewery. So as of right now, it is not out there.
Let's hope it stays there.
Back.
Let's hope it stays there. No. You know why, Bob? Because I'm telling you right now, it is so bad. I would not give it to my ex-wife. That's it. It's that simple.
Going that way, you're going that far back.
So it's pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Well, oh my gosh, we've been all over the place tonight.
Well, I'm glad that we finally had. Who's that?
No, we're good.
Glad we had this talk show and I had a special guest back finally again.
Yeah.
For a while. I haven't heard from him for a while, but I enjoyed this conversation
it's been
with you.
Six long months.
You know, 6 long months.
Yeah, since New Year's.
I'm going to do something for you there, Bumwide Bob. Every time we have a review, I've said this, I think.
Okay, what is it?
I'm going to have him on the desk. I remember I told you that.
Review.
Well, if you can make it.
Well, yeah, anytime Bob shows up, we'll definitely have to make a point to do some kind of alcohol review.
Yeah. Well, if you can make it too. But that's
a lot of fun.
Because that's my thinking, because this guy, Nate, this guy here knows his liquor. And I like a man that says, and knows about his liquor. Mm-hmm. He will teach you, sidekick, on your drinking. Right there.
Well, like I said, I need to learn.
Yeah. Well, here's the best man to listen to. This man right here. There you go.
Hey, you know what else you could do, Uncle, too? I love to throw ideas back and forth with you, but you always ask me for these. So here's the thing. I got a question. How about we get recommendations for Bob when he wants to tell us about what the latest and greatest is in certain categories? Like personally, I like Jack Daniels, right? If I'm going to drink something, I like whiskey and I love Jack, prefer Gentleman Jack, but it's expensive. So what is a cheap way to get me, in the Jack neighborhood without having to pay Jack prices, Bumwide Bob?
Okay.
He knows it.
Yeah. We've always been trying, and that's what people have asked me. Says, when are you going to expand into more of the, the Jack Daniels, the hard liquor area of cheap booze? Because usually, like I said, we focus more on the beers, bum wines, 40s, malt liquor, and haven't gone too far into the hard alcohol spectrum of the cheaper end of everything. So I'll add that to my list of things to look into. Don't worry.
But there is indeed a whole market for that where, quite honestly, I'd love to hear about something that doesn't, taste like death in a bottle. That, that is on the Jack Daniels.
It doesn't taste like death and it doesn't break the bank.
Although, quite frankly, in all fairness, full disclosure, death brand alcohol is not bad, but I mean, literally tastes like death.
Yeah.
There is a Black Death, like whiskey and a Black Death vodka that they used to make and all that stuff. Not bad, but also not inexpensive. So it would be very, very cool, though, to find out if it's the Jamesons or if it's the, whatever it is that would be the right thing for somebody who's on a budget.
Right, yeah.
You'd still wants to get, in the whiskey neighborhood, like I said, of Jack. So I think that would be really cool. Even if you just did it on with Uncle, it would probably be a lot of fun.
We could do that, yeah. And I want to let you guys know I did just finally finish this can.
Because I heard it click that other one.
I cracked open my Corona I had here to wash it down to get this.
Because I heard the click.
There you go. You're back in safe territory.
Yeah, I gotta take a deep breath and. That was. I'm sorry. That was rough.
So Big Bob. So you did actually like it. So from the review, it don't sound.
It wasn't his cup of
tea.
Beer.
Beer.
I mean the way I can hear it from you.
Yeah, it wasn't.
See, I know this guy.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. I mean, I'm still gonna feature it at on the website as the beer of the week this week, because even good or bad, I'll still put it on the list. We tried it, we talked about it. It will get its just due. since we have to, accompany with it with the broadcast we're doing here, we got to link that to it so people can listen and hear all of our thoughts on it. But yeah, I mean, the first time having it, I'm not a fan. It wasn't. Yeah.
It's not for everybody, Uncle. This is a unique drink.
This is a different drink that people, like he said, it's for other people.
Yeah, and
it's like, for example, her husband, his wife, loves it. Now
she does like it, yeah.
and she won't touch another beer besides that drink. Otherwise,
she typically does.
Now that I know, she'd go for that beer and that beer only.
Usually,
yeah.
Yeah, but Uncle, we're at the tail end of the show, so I think
I know we are tailing you. 15 minutes. Shot out.
We got a few minutes, but I think we should ask Bob if he wants to do any shout outs.
Oh, you want no shout outs? Go right ahead.
Before I do a shout out really quick, I'll just let you guys know I'm not going to officially write this one off. I'm not going to put it on the do not drink list. I'll keep an open mind.
Well, I didn't know what flavor we were going to have tonight. He comes in here with a flavor.
What are you talking about? This is the one you suggested.
I didn't say the flavor. I said a beer, that name, but I didn't say the flavor. I wouldn't mind taking the flavors, but that's fine.
All right.
That's a fine.
But anyway, how's this going to go, Bob? You're not writing it off?
No, I'm not going to write it off, but I'll have, if I do visit it again in the future, it would have to be in the correct environment, like you said, of a Mexican restaurant, maybe accompanying it with some nice Mexican food or some garnishes around the outside of it. So
maybe if he goes out to a restaurant, a Mexican restaurant, he'll order one of them drinks and see how it is.
Exactly.
With food. So that's what he's saying.
That is the best way to consume this beverage. I will admit
say that. Go with that instead of drinking it right off the bottle.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see your point. Yeah. Eat it with food. Okay. Right.
But Bob, shout outs.
What
do you got? Shout outs. Don't really have anything crazy going on. We're just shouting out to any fans of the Bumming with Bobcat that might be listening to the show. Thank you guys for listening to me with Aaron and Uncle. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for. It's always a lot of fun, Bob. It's great having you here, and every time that we invite you, you're right here. I mean, whenever we have you on, I know that you're going to be there, and that's going to be a good time. So thank you as well.
Yeah, very good.
It's always a fun show. Yeah.
Hey, you shout out?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out also to Pure Blades.
That's what I want to
And thank you for following us on Instagram. We will be back in the store.
Keep pushing them. Keep pushing them, guys. You got to get that live show from the store.
Live from Pure Blades.
Yeah.
Uncle the broadcast.
See?
So what I wanted to say. Stole my show. Double the DAC, the same thing I'm saying back to him.
A shout out to Pure Blades?
Pure Blades.
From Uncle.
From the main man. Not Uncle. The main man.
The main man, not the other man.
That's what. Hey, that's what.
Aaron, a bit of homework for you too. I think we got to get a special Uncle bumper for that day, and have sword clashing noises and stuff like that. Maybe some old movie.
I can't do that out of my uniform. I gotta get one of the big swords from the shop.
No, you gotta do a whole video.
Gotta put some cash out, and we have to get the money out to them shoppers. It's a lot of money for the swords. How are we gonna? I have to do a deal with them to sell swords.
Maybe we could.
They're very expensive, though, but I do like the swords, the blades.
Maybe we could hijack the beginning of the Wu-Tang Clan song. Do you think you can touch my Wu-Tang sword? Like that, that kind of stuff. And just mix it in with the Uncle intro. I think it would be a beautiful thing. What do you say, Aaron?
Yeah, I love those.
I think you got to go for it, yeah.
Just all in. Sword shop special, baby.
All right, everybody, sign out some cash. And we'll get a sword and get a sword for the proper show for the show. A sword for the show or a blade for the show. That'd be good. To have a blade or a sword for a show. And then see if we can have a decent price to the layman and maybe give us a break.
They might even give us a deal.
That's what I'm saying.
We'll see what we can get.
We have to talk to them.
We gotta get that iridescent oil spill.
That Blake, yeah, I would love to get that. I was going at that. Was I looking at it? I mean, it costs money, of course. I know, but
it's gonna cost something.
I know, but that is nice. I've never seen a blade like that.
Okay, but anyway, before we go, Bob, why don't you give out your website and let people know where to find your material?
Yeah.
You guys can find me over at bumwinebob.com. The podcast is Bumming with Bobcat. You can find on anywhere you find podcasts. Just search Bumming with Bobcat. You'll find us there. We've been on a little bit of a hiatus over the past couple of months because I was in the process of moving, but we have finally settled, and this has been my first podcast with you guys since the beginning of May. So, but we're getting back on track this week. I should be releasing a new episode, and we'll be back on a usual schedule of every single week. You can, stay tuned. Bumwinebob.com. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere at BumWineBob. That's where you can keep up with all the best of the worst in cheap booze. Yeah.
You moved?
Nice.
I moved. Yeah.
Moved to where? What country? The city. Wait a minute, I'm talking to the man.
Is it outside of New Jersey?
No, I'm still in New Jersey. I just moved just down the road a little bit. Not that far. Still in the same state, same location, just a different house.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Well, Bob, it was great having you.
Yes,
Uncle,
thank you. Thank you, guys.
You know you'll be back. And,
definitely.
When we have one of these things. Or drinks.
We'll discuss. We'll
discuss more about it.
We'll plan it.
And we'll definitely be on my revolution, Don. You're on my revolution.
If everything works out.
If it works out.
Open invitation.
Open invitation for you.
Yes. We had a great time
last
year with all the cast of characters, the New Year's baby and the old guy.
That he was.
Yeah, it was interesting. So hopefully we'll have you there.
Quite the experience, but yeah, definitely, I'll make it a point to be there for New Year's 2020. That's a big year.
Amazing.
But I'm sure we'll do something beforehand if it's on my show, your show. We make it kind of a annual tradition, to have a couple guest spots here and there. Yeah, the holidays or right before.
All right, and of course, Uncle, what is our stuff?
Our stuff, we UnclePodcast.com,
Yep.
Instagram
at Uncle Podcast.
At Uncle Podcast.
Twitter as well.
Twitter
at Uncle Podcast.
At Uncle Podcast.
UncleThePodcast.com. We'll see you all next week.
See you all next week.
On Chili.com.
Chili.com. Bye-bye.